Steel Nation, how we feeling after that victory, man? How we feeling about our first 30-point game from the offense since I would say since 2020, because this game with 30 points and a victory is our first game where we had over 30 points and won the game since 2020, where we got literally our last legitimate blowout victory.
Yeah, blowout fashion against Cincinnati today. In our last home game at Heinz Field on the 51st anniversary of when this man right here, Franco Harris, created the play that started a dynasty.
And his spirit was running wild in Heinz Field today, man. It seemed like everyone was possessed by the spirit of Franco Harris because everyone balled out today. And I mean everyone. My goodness. Us Steelers fans have been so deprived and so withdrawn from something like this that, keep in mind, it does not change anything for the season. It doesn't. It doesn't change our playoff stance. It doesn't change our playoff chances. It doesn't change our stance on Tomlin. It doesn't change anything. It doesn't. But us fans have been so deprived of this for so long that we deserve this. And what better game to do it than not only on the 51st anniversary of Franco's play that created everything, but our last home game of the season with Mason Rudolph at quarterback.
Yeah, Rudolph leading the sleigh, being the bright spot for the offense and saving the Christmas holiday, ladies and gentlemen. Getting a win against Cincinnati. Sweeping Cincinnati. Cincinnati gave us our first 400-yard game in the first game Matt Canada was fired.
And now they give us our first 30-point game, technically since last year versus the Bengals, but if you consider it, our last 3 games that we scored 30 points have all been losses. And most of them have been garbage time touchdowns because we got blown out in such games. So I don't even count that. Our last 30-point game confidently, which we won, was in 2020 versus the Bengals, where we blew them out 36-10.
Yeah.
And with Mason Rudolph at quarterback, we blow them out 34-11 to sweep them. Literally our 2 best offensive performances all year were against the Bengals, bro. I can confidently say, we day. We day, man. And
we day, big time.
I'm going to say this with every hatred fiber that I have, man. You are officially shit Cincinnati. I can say that. We can say that. We swept y'all this year.
And you remain winless against AFC North opponents.
Yes.
Your 5 losses this year have been against AFC North rivals.
And the Bengals are going to say, well, obviously they didn't have Burrow for the 2 matchups versus Steelers, which they're partially incorrect. But I think it's more hilarious that you guys lost to a third-string backup quarterback who has not played a game since 2021 when he tied with the Lions.
Yeah.
That was the last time Mason Rudolph played football. That's the last time Mason Rudolph slung the football. And today, he did more than just sling the football. What were a lot of Steelers fans saying when Kenny went down? We need to put in Mason. Why? Because, one, no one trusts Mitch.
No.
And after today, Mitch has got to go.
Mitch is done.
Mitch is done.
Mitch is done.
He is to be in every game inactive, and you might as well cut his contract and give Mason what you gave Mitch. Honestly, man, that's very disrespectful. Mitch is done. Mitch is done. But you see, man, now that Mason, you see this performance. We were asking for Mason because he, out of everyone else in our quarterback room, is the only quarterback that can sling the football. He is the only guy that is not afraid to throw the football.
Yeah.
And once you have a guy that can actually sling the football, the offense will move.
When you have a guy in at quarterback that has nothing to lose, a guy that's not afraid to throw the ball, a man that, quite honestly, when he's under center, doesn't give a shit what happens out there. He's going to do whatever it takes by any means necessary to get the play done, execute it, and get the job done.
We've been asking for Mason for weeks now, ever since Kenny went down, because Kenny can only give us half of what Mason got us today, and Mitch the same, if not less.
Yep.
They weren't getting the job done. They are 2 quarterbacks that are afraid to make a mistake. They are 2 quarterbacks that are afraid to throw the football down the field. Once you get a quarterback that can sling it, the offense will move, and that's exactly what happened today. 34 points, 4 touchdowns. We had 24 points in the first half.
Yeah.
Just incredible, dude. And shout out to George Pickens. 4 catches, 195 yards, 2 long bomb touchdowns.
A Randy Moss type of game here by George Pickens.
An 86-yard touchdown on Mason's first patch of the day, like a catch and run sort of deal, and then his second touchdown. was 66 yards in the bucket, in stride, and Pickens just ran up the left sideline, dude.
Not to forget the 44-yard completion he got where he got his freaking feet just in bounds.
Dude, Pickens fucking killed it today. Pickens killed it. And do you see what Pickens can do when he has someone that can give him the football? Do you see what this offense can do when we have someone under center that can sling the football? This is why we've been asking for Mason.
With what we have in the quarterback room, Mason overall just gives us the best opportunity to be productive on offense, get yardage, execute on the field, and most importantly, get wins, get dubs.
Because he gives us something that Mitch and Kenny cannot. He gives us that big explosive ability. He gets us that throw the ball down the field type trait. He gives us that deep ball ability, and we all know that's his best trait. It just took the Steelers so goddamn long to finally give him the chance to show what he can truly do for this offense. This is why we've been begging for Mason for weeks now, which is why we had to start Mason sign-up, which is now down because, thankfully, Tomlin made the right call. Yep. And it got us literally our best game all season. Two of our best games all year are hilariously against the Bengals, where we swept them. But this one especially because we got the points necessary. We were just shy of another 400-yard game, but we got the points.
I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit.
No, you're right.
The offense produced more than enough than I anticipated them coming in.
I don't think anyone anticipated this. I anticipated a little bit of an extra spark with Mason at quarterback because of what he brings to the table.
I didn't expect 17 completions out of 27 pass attempts, 290 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
That is a 10.7
2 long touchdowns at that.
Completion. Do you understand that? That is a 10.7 average completion. I have never seen those numbers for a Steelers quarterback in a long time. Since Prime Ben. I swear to God.
Yeah.
It's astonishing, dude. And it's actually incredibly criminal how the Steelers held Mason down for so long. What they did with Mitch last year, they should have just done with Mason. And now, Mason has got to be the number 2.
No question about it. There's no reason to go back to Mitch as the quarterback. No. Mitch is the third stringer.
Mitch is gone. Mitch is gone.
Mitch is done.
How can anyone in this organization watch this game and think that Mitch as the number 2 is still the way to go? It's not. Mason is our number 2.
Yeah.
He should have been. He way should have been. But now officially, man, he got his opportunity, and I'm going to say this loud and proud, man. Everyone should apologize to Mason Rudolph. Think of him how you want. Everyone's been hating on Mason for so long for reasons I still have yet to figure out.
No reason whatsoever.
It's very
unwarranted hate.
Very uncalled for. And look, he has given us our best offensive game all season. Dude, even on 2 interceptions in the first half from Patrick Peterson and Eric Rowe, they were able to capitalize and score off of turnovers.
Yep.
We don't do that often. We don't. No. Everyone's got to apologize to Mason, dude. I swear to God. There's got to be fuck the Santa list. There's got to be a long list of people apologizing to Mason. I swear to God. There were loud chants, audible over the broadcast of Mason Rudolph chants from Steelers Nation. Wow. Just wow. And I'm telling you, man, the Steelers faithful, Steelers Nation in Heinz Field have not been wrong in any of their chants this year.
No, they haven't.
They were not wrong with Fire Canada. They are not wrong with chanting Mason Rudolph. In fact, I feel like those chants were louder than the Fire Canada chants.
Oh, they were. They were. Because Steelers Nation, they were satisfied from what they seen from Mason.
Yeah.
They preached for Mason because Mitch wasn't doing his job being the backup, especially him getting the extension. He was not doing his job.
No.
So you go with the next guy at hand, the guy that absolutely deserved an opportunity. A man that was never really given a fair shot to compete for a opportunity.
And at this stage of the season, man, again, this win doesn't change anything. We're still not making
the playoffs.
But
at this stage of the season, nothing to lose.
Exactly.
Nothing to lose.
So what hurt does it do to play Mason? And look, man, it did all but hurt us. It did all but hurt us. This is why we have been asking and preaching for Mason for weeks now, because this is what he brings to the table. The other guys couldn't get it done. You bring in someone that can do better. You bring in someone that can give you something the offense hasn't had in a while. That's exactly what Mason did today.
And at this point, why would you go back to what you were going with originally?
That's a genuine question.
Why would you go back? Because what you had originally was not working, was not progressing, was barely getting you wins, but you weren't doing it in positive fashion. No. And you weren't getting points on the board. You weren't even executing.
This is we were barely getting half of what we got today.
Yeah.
With those guys. This, for the first time in a long time, I'd probably say since that Bengals game in 2020, this is the first time in a long time where the Steelers got a convincing, true, great blowout victory. A complete flawless matchup.
Dude.
I have not been able to say that in years.
After the first half, I felt incredibly good about this game.
I know.
I had no stress. I had no worry. And they kept the foot on the pedal. They didn't let loose.
They didn't loosen their grip. In fact, I wish they would have racked the points up a little more. I'm not gonna lie. I got greedy. Plus, I hate the Bengals.
They got over 30 points. They got another bomb to Pickens.
This was the most convincing. This was the most well played game by the Steelers in a long time. Probably the most flawless game from the Steelers in a long time. Probably since 2020. Truthfully, it feels that way. This was an absolute flawless performance, and shout out to the defense.
Yeah, and not only did the offense ball out, I mean, we got to give the flowers to the defense.
Yeah, we can't just praise Mason and the offense and Pickens and Najee, 78 yards and a touchdown on the ground. Calvin Austin ran one in as well, man. Love that creativity there.
Yeah, and a hell of a block by Warren too.
Oh my God,
put Brett on his ass.
Warren's a bully, dude.
Yeah,
my God. But yeah, we can't just praise the offense and completely neglect the defense. I mean, outside of giving Higgins 140 yards and a touchdown, it was garbage time. Let's face it, it was garbage time. In fact, what I find most great is after Higgins' touchdown, Mason responded with a long bomb touchdown to Pickens right after. That's how you respond to the opponent scoring on you, even if you're already blowing them out.
Yeah,
that is what we mean by aggression, ruthless aggression, literally.
Yeah.
Love it. But the defense, man, balled out today. 3 interceptions, like we said, Patrick Peterson, Eric Rowe, Alex Highsmith.
Yep.
Had a great game.
Also had a sack in this one. TJ Watt got his 17th sack on the season. Even Miles Jack himself got elevated from the practice squad. Same with Eric Rowe with the interception, like you stated.
Yeah, both
guys elevated from the practice squad because of injury at safety and linebacker, and they came up big with Rowe with an interception and Miles Jack with a sack.
Yeah, they allowed the Bengals to do absolutely nothing offensively. Nothing. They did nothing. They couldn't get anything going. This was truthfully the most flawless Steelers victory in a long time.
And the most satisfying Steelers victory in a long time.
Exactly. And
I am satisfied coming out of this game. We're feeling great. We're feeling satisfied. We're happy that the Steelers, after 3 straight losses, came out and balled out, showed heart, showed resilience, showed they cared.
Yes,
especially on an important day like today.
Yes, just based on the franchise and the history of how important this day is to the organization,
because they needed to. Yeah, it was important for them to go out there and perform. It was important for them to go out there and showcase.
And it was the last home game for the Steelers this year.
Yeah,
and frankly, they've been more of a road team than a home team. But in the last home game, man, the fans especially deserved it. We have been through hell all year, especially the last 3 weeks. The fans, us Steelers Nation, deserve this. Keep in mind, I'm going to say it again, this does not change anything this season. It doesn't change our playoff chances, doesn't change our stance on Tomlin. This changes nothing. But as a Steelers fan that wanted a great, true, flawless victory, like, that's what we got. That's what we got.
Yeah.
This, I guess you could say, was our Christmas present from the Steelers, I suppose.
Rudolph saved Christmas.
Rudolph saved Christmas. Rudolph led the sleigh, and he did more than just deliver.
You can't write it any better.
He did more than just deliver, dude. He did everything. My goodness. Maybe this helps our playoff chances, but again, man, we still know what the end result's going to be. That's why we say this doesn't change anything. But if us fans, knowing that we're not making the playoffs and we just wanted one game, 1 week where we didn't have to worry about a fucking thing, we finally got it. And right before Christmas, we can just sit, relax, and now enjoy the holiday.
Yeah.
Christmas was saved by the man they call Mason Rudolph. Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer Had a really shiny nose. He has a shiny arm, too, and he showed that today, man. Ask George Pickens.
Big time, man.
My goodness, man. Shout out to Mason Rudolph. Shout out to George Pickens. Shout out to Najee. Shout out to the defense. Shout out to the entire Steelers team. And our most perfect game we felt in a long time. It doesn't change anything this year, but for one game, 1 week where we don't have to worry about nothing, I'm ecstatic. I'm ecstatic.
I'm satisfied. I'm satisfied.
And I think
this is a great start to the holiday weekend.
It is, man. And again, I'm going to say it one more time. Everyone needs to apologize to Mason Rudolph. Everyone. Now, in closing, I do think Mason should start next week versus Seattle.
Yeah.
Because why would you sit your hot hand? Why? Why would you sit the hottest thing that's going for you right now? That is exactly what stifles momentum. That is what cancels momentum.
Yeah.
Why would you sit the hot hand? But the truth of the matter is they are. Unless Tomlin surprises us and grows some balls and does something way out of the open, Kenny's going to start next week. And I'm telling you right now, he's not going to do half of what Mason did.
No.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, he's not.
I'm sorry. All you Kenny fans, all you Kenny faithful, listen, I want nothing more than Kenny to succeed. I want whoever is lined up, whoever is dressed up as Steelers quarterback, I want nothing more for them to succeed. But from what we've seen all year, bro, I'm sorry. Mason, you got to ride with Mason the rest of the way.
Yeah.
You have to.
Give him that true opportunity.
Yeah.
Give him that true opportunity.
Exactly. So let's know your guys' thoughts down below, man. How you feeling about this game? How you feel about Mason Rudolph? How you feel about who should start next week? How you feel about everything going on, man? So, again, shout out to the offense. Shout out to Pickens. Shout out to Mason. Shout out to defense. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to Steelers Nation for showing up, man. Shout out to the Steelers for giving us 1 week where we didn't have to worry about a fucking thing, man. It feels good, and right before the holiday, it's like literally the cherry on top. So, with that being said, you guys, enjoy your holiday. Have a very Merry Christmas. And at the end of the day, man, here we go, Steelers.
Here we go, Steelers, man. Got the dub, swept the Bengals. Great start to the holiday weekend, my man.
Great start, man.
Great start to the holiday weekend, man. Let's see if we take this into next week for Seattle, but let's just enjoy this victory.
Let's just enjoy this victory and let's enjoy the holiday. Steelers stress-free. Gotta love it, man. Let's see you guys in the next one.
And as always, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you later.
Peace!